Hello, Watem here, and welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. Based on the amount of achievements remaining, I think I've got 2 chapters left. I'm at 11 out of 15. But yes, let's hear more about me being a very bad girl.
にゃーにゃーまあ本当はあんまり言いたかないんだけどね。私から見ればモデルガンで闇討ちなんてかわいいもんだって。私なんかレンガとか投げつけてたよ。いやほんと警察に何度お世話になったことやら。ダム戦争の最中はちょっとした留置場常連だったよ。いやいや本当に。
でも昔のことなのですよ。そしてそれを圭一に言う必要はないのです。仲間であってもなのです。
仲間であっても。
私だってとても言えないような苦い過ちや罪がいくつもあります。でも言わないのは言っても仕方がないからですわ。
言って楽になるなら私たちは聞くよ。でもね、仲間だから言わなければならないなんてルールはない。むしろ仲間なら言いたくない過去を察してあえて聞かないのが本当の仲間なんじゃない？
それはそうだけど。
ケイちゃんが打ち明けて楽になったならそれでいいよ。私たちは今日の話をすぐにでも忘れる。それに今日の話を聞いたからケイちゃんとの接し方を変えるようなこともない。
圭一が前の町でしたことなんて今の圭一と何の関係もないのです。今の圭一が僕たちにとってかけがえのない仲間であるのなら前の町のことな理科の言う通りでございますわ。今の圭一が僕たちにとってかけがえのない仲間であるのなら前の町のことなんか僕は知りたくないのですよ。逆に前の町でどんなに善行を積もうともこちらに来て嫌な人だったなら前の町の善行なんかしたことじゃありませんわね。
ってことはさ、ケイちゃん、前の町での十字架はケイちゃんが密かに胸に秘めることであってこっちでわざわざ口にする必要なんてないんじゃない？いや、仮に口にしてもだ。それでケイちゃんの味方を変える程度のやつだったら私はそいつの方を見下げるね。
過去が何だろうと今が素晴らしい人間であるならばどうして恥じることがございますの？もし過去の過ちを一生取り戻せなかったら私たちは何のために生き続けますの？聡子は過去にとても甘えん坊さんでした。
Well, I was going to say, I'm surprised with Sadako being so mature and all. And also, just another thing, so far every time Rika's spoken up, it's pretty much just started off with, yeah, Sadako used to be like something like this. Like, Sadako has all sorts of embarrassing stories.
それを後悔して今はこんなにも元気で頑張っていますのです。だから僕は今の聡子はとても素晴らしいと思いますです。昔どうだったかなんて僕は興味ないのです。
I wonder if it gets annoying for you, having to watch her like grow up through it every single time,
リカ
and have to relearn it multiple times.
ケイちゃんだってどうよ。例えば私が留置場常連の札付きだとしたら私への見方を変える？変えないでしょ。私は私。いつものように楽しくふざけ合える関係は何も変わらないでしょ。それが仲間ってもんだもん。
What's going on? Mion is trying to cheer me up with an encouraging smile on her face, but her expression became distorted all of a sudden. Big teardrops fell from my eyes. What? Why am I crying? Hmm?
先に言っとく。俺はサトシのことは何も知らない。みんなが隠してたからな。
隠してたってわけじゃ。
毎年起こる事件のこと隠してたろ。
それはケイちゃんを。
怖がらせたくなかったってのか？それが理由で俺だけのけ者かよ。
いや、そんなつもりじゃ。
Is that from the past? Mion didn't know what to say. She had tears in her eyes. She thought she did me a favor. She didn't know why it turned out like this. She didn't want to make me scared of a village, since I'd just moved here. What more reason did she need?
ミオンに直にダム現場で事件がなかったかって聞いたよな。
Or is this from another path?
ミオンはないって言ったじゃないか。バラバラ殺人があったのによ。嘘つき野郎。
ごめん。嘘ってわけじゃ。
仲間ってのは隠し事なんかなしだろ。そうだろ。じゃあお前らは仲間じゃない。
Ah, what are friends? What are friends? What were friends to me? They were my true friends. They really cared about me. They were so nice to me and helped me feel at home in this village. I couldn't have been happier. Everything was great, wasn't it?
ケイちゃん。そんなのって。
Mion seemed like she didn't know what to say. Her eyes looked moist. It was hard to believe she was really acting like this. It wasn't like Mion at all. I could feel her pain. She was in pain because she didn't know what I was blaming her for. She looked so sad, but I didn't notice her pain. I thought I was her friend. I didn't understand her feelings. I didn't trust her. I just used the word friends, but I didn't do anything like what friends were supposed to do.
そうだった。俺はクズだったんだ。ミオンはミオンだったんだ。俺の最高の仲間だったんじゃないか。どうしてミオンを疑っちまったんだ。どうして。
ケイちゃんさ、最近元気ないよね。
I don't think I pressed... Yeah, okay, so, for some reason it's just giving this sprite.
都会から引っ越してきたんだもん。
There we go.
きっと今頃になって疲れが出てきたんだよ。
Interesting how we've got like console sprites and then the old ones there as well.
それで風邪をひいたんじゃないかな。
そっかそっか。
And back to new.
じゃあ栄養をつけさせてあげないとね。バッチャが今日おはぎを作ってるんだよ。いくつか分けてもらってケイちゃんへのお見舞いにでもしてあげるか。
こんなミオン手を洗んとね。おいやレナちゃん一つやってるんかい。
Oh, so we're going to find out about what happened that time, I'm guessing?
へえ、おはぎ作りって面白そうですね。レナも一つだけ作らせてもらおうかな。よいしょ、よいしょ。
そうだそうだ、いいこと思いついたよ。
Uh...
なにみーちゃん。
It's gonna be a prank, but she's not thought it through. Oh. Why?
あ、その小瓶何かな
甘いおはぎだけじゃ退屈しちゃうだろうからね。
Okay, maybe this is a better prank. Okay.
うち一つにはクリティカルヒットでタバスコを混ぜておいてあげよう。
This is fine. The sewing needle isn't, but this is fine. That's right. That's what happened. They brought Ohagi for me to help me get better. They only tried to cheer me up. Why did I get so scared of them? Just because Mion knew I had lunch at Angel Mall, I grew terrified of her.
ケイイチくん、顔色悪いよ。もう余 横になった方がいいと思うな。
そうだね。私たちはもう帰ろう。
They just wanted to cheer me up with a joke, but because I looked so serious.
じゃあね、ケイちゃん。
Please get better soon. I hope we can hang out in the club room together tomorrow. That was a normal way of saying goodbye.
明日学校休んじゃ嫌だよ。
First of all, have I ever visited any of my classmates who were absent with a cold? No, I haven't. I've never done such a nice thing to anybody, because it's too much of a bother. But they did that for me. I understand visiting a friend in hospital, but I just caught a cold. They came to visit me with Ohagi so I could get better soon. I should have been thankful to them and said, I'll get better soon, and I'm sure I can come to school tomorrow. So, I'll see you then. That was what I was supposed to say. But what did I do instead? I locked the door. I closed the door and locked it as if rejecting them. What was I so scared of? What was I so afraid of? Why didn't I say any words of appreciation to my friends who cared about me? I was just so scared of the Ohagi they brought for me. What was I thinking? It was impossible that there was a needle on one of them. There wasn't actually a needle at all. It was all in my head, because I had read some manga about someone putting needles or razor blades in people's foods. It scared me so much that I believed it could also happen to me for some reason, and I thought there was a needle on the Ohagi. You were so stupid, Keiichi. Why would your friends put a needle in food they only brought to make you get better? It was crazy to think like that, even if there was a needle on one of them. I should have thought it was some kind of mistake, and I should have believed in my friend's innocence. That's what a true friend would do. But what did I do? Pound. Splatter. Smash. I threw the Ohagi that they spent so much effort on making on the floor. Why? Why did I do that? I got along so well with them. I moved to Hinmazawa and I made friends for the first time in my life. They were my best friends. Meeting them was the most wonderful experience of my life. I'd probably never have another one like that for the rest of my days. I knew that, but I got scared, and I doubted them. They noticed that I was acting odd. That's why they called the manager, Irie. They thought a sedative might help me relax, so I could rest and get better. That's why they carried me up to my room. Mion just wanted to make it fun. She's the kind of person who expresses her goodwill by making a joke out of it. I knew that better than anybody. She knew Irie would roll up my shirt to check my heartbeat with a stethoscope, so she was just trying to draw a graffiti on my shirt, just like she did to Tomitake-san as punishment for the game he lost. Yes, that's why Mion took a felt marker out of her pocket. A felt marker. She brought a marker from home because she just wanted to do something funny. She tried to cheer me up by making me take a punishment for fun rather than nursing me, because that's just what Mion is like. She went to the trouble of bringing a felt marker to my house, just because she wanted to cheer me up. Rena held me down tightly, and Mion came closer to me to write something on my shirt. Mion whispered the words she was going to write on my shirt. I heard them. I heard them clearly. I heard what she was going to write on my shirt. I hope you get well soon, Mion. I heard them. Then why? I should have known she wasn't going to do anything to hurt me. Then why? Why? Why did the marker look like a syringe to me? Why did I think that Mion was going to kill me? It was impossible. It was impossible. Why? 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 Why did I misunderstand that Mion was going to kill me? Ah. The numbness in my head receded, and slowly, I felt blood start to run through my entire body again. How long was I squatting down there? For a few minutes? Or a lot longer than that. As I looked up at the clock, the hands weren't moving at all, as if they had stopped while I had my eyes closed. Really? The atmosphere in the room wasn't filled with insanity like it was earlier, but it was quiet and grey. Rena wasn't holding me down, and Mion wasn't about to give me an injection. Was all of that just some kind of illusion? There was no sense of presence other than myself in that room. It was an extraordinary experience, the kind I'd never had before. I was there, with Rena and Mion. I doubted my sanity for a moment, but at the same time, I felt some kind of relief too. Haha, the scary incident was just an illusion after all. Neither Rena nor Mion would have done such a terrible thing to me. Tears started forming in my eyes. Once again, though, in that first path, how did Rika die? My emotions were running high. Why? It wasn't a question of why tears were forming in my eyes. Why? It was a question of my sadness. Why did I feel so sad? I don't know. I don't know. You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? You do know. I'm so stupid. What the hell was I doing? I was so pathetic and helpless. Mion just tried to cheer me up, that was all. I liked her so much. She was my best friend. She was older than me, but she hung out with me like we were the same age. She was the first one who came to talk to me in class. She was so nice to me, but I... Mion was lying down in an unnatural position near the window. She was covered in dusky red blood from her head to her chest. The red fluid splattered on the wall. It was Mion's. What had I done? What had I done? I would never forgive myself.
俺、みんなのこと、本当に友達だと思ってたんだぜ。
Why? Why did all this happen? There was nothing fun in my life at my old school. When I talked to anyone, it was only ever about my chances of passing the entrance exam of the schools we wanted to go to. My life was shaded and grey. Friends to me were rivals and enemies to vie with for school recommendation and test scores. My friends here taught me just how unnatural that was. This whole month was a blast. We raised the roof over lunch, our club activities, and the festival. A warm liquid flowed out from my eyes. To my surprise, it was my tears. I didn't have any obligation to cry for them, but I couldn't stop it, even though they attempted to kill me, even though they almost killed me. I couldn't forget the memories we made during the past month. Or were those fun days fake? Was it an act that they kept playing perfectly to set me up until today? Was it only me who believed that they were my friends? It couldn't be. Rena and Mion, they were my friends for real. Those happy days couldn't have been just a performance. Rena and Mion must have been forced by somebody to kill me. Or that an extraordinary existence called Oyashiro-sama possessed them and took over their consciousness. No matter what it was, both Rena and Mion were my best friends. I was stupid. I was such a fool, such a fool, such a fool, such a fool. I wasn't making any sense at all. I killed my best friends. They were my best friends. Then, why didn't I trust them? Why didn't I listen to them? I beat them to death. Who did I think I was? I made it sound like I didn't do anything wrong. I felt like everybody went crazy, except me. I was such a fool. It was the other way around. Of course it was. I was the only one who went crazy.
ケイちゃん？
俺はなんてことをしてしまったんだよ。なんてこと。
Wonder if Rika will get the significance of this. Mion was still alive. I have a memory of beating her to death because I couldn't trust her. That's a memory from a non-existent, different world. But even though it happened in a different world, I killed Mion. I didn't realize how deep that sin was. I even thought until now that Mion was at fault for being killed.
どうしたんですの、ケイイチさん。
わかんない。ケイちゃん、落ち着いて落ち着いて。私は生きてるよ。ケイちゃんになんか殴り殺されてたまるかっての。ねえ。
Again, just one thing. No Rika at the moment. We don't see her reaction to all of this.
そうですわよ。ケイイチさんごときに遅れを取るようなのは我が部にはおりませんでしたよ。
違うんだ。違うんだ。
Mion and Satoko looked confused, having no idea why I was crying. But I couldn't help myself. Only Mion and Satoko looked confused. I learned just now that I could earn redemption by confessing my sin. But I could never earn redemption for this, not from Mion. No matter how much I cried in this world, nobody could give me forgiveness. And so, I could never earn redemption for this sin. Right then, Cheese-sensei came in and noticed me crying. You wouldn't see a teenage boy crying like that not very often. Chie-sensei asked me what was going on, but at that moment, I couldn't hear anything. Mion and Sadako looked confused. They didn't know how to explain the situation. Rika-chan approached me in the midst of my sobs.
ケイイチは覚えているのですか？レナとミーを殺したことを。
そうだ。俺が殺したんだ。殺したんだ。なのに俺は何の罪も認めずに、まるで自分は被害者のつもりで、死ぬ最後の瞬間まで仲間を呪って恨んで、血がいっぱい出て、そして結局何の後悔もなく一人で勝手に死んだ。
I clawed at my itchy throat in a phone booth. I didn't notice my sin. And I died alone.
ケイイチ、あなたの罪に気づきましたのですか？
気づいた。こんなにも今頃になって俺は気づいたよ。思い出したんだ。ここじゃない別のよく似た世界で、俺はなぜか仲間たちに疑心暗鬼を持って殺してしまったんだ。仲間たちは俺に救いの言葉をかけていたはずなんだ。なぜそれに耳を傾けられなかった？どうしてだよ。
I didn't care if people were staring. I just kept crying. I wanted to transmute my sins to tears in order to squeeze it out of me. But the tears that were coming out of my eyes weren't my sin. They were just tears of regret for doing something irreversible. At that time, I felt something touching my head. I opened my eyes and saw Rika-chan patting my head gently. I didn't need any comfort. I didn't deserve any comfort from Rika-chan. But the words she spoke to me weren't ones of comfort.
ケイイチを許しましょう。ケイイチは自分で自分の罪に気づきましたのです。それはとても偉くて普通ではありえないことなのです。だから誰もケイイチの偉さがわからなくて、それを許してあげることはできませんのです。でも僕にはそれを許すことができます。僕にはケイイチの凄さがわかるのです。
リカちゃん。
私はだってこれはありえないことなのだもの。あなたが別の自分の罪に気づくなんて絶対なのに、それはきっとこの地上に具現するどんな奇跡すらもかすむほどのもので、
Yeah,
信じられないくらい私はこれが奇跡であることがわかる。だってこれはありえないことなのだもの。あなたが別の自分の罪に気づくなんて絶対にありえないことなのに、あなたはそれに気づけた。それはきっとこの地上に具現するどんな奇跡すらも霞むほどのもので、信じられないくらいに尊いもの。
The amount of times I interrupted that the first time it played. I didn't understand anything Rika-chan was saying. But I felt like she's the only one who understood that impossible memory I had.
なら今のあなたにならわかるはず。リュウグウレナがどういうことになっているのか。
ああ、わかるぜ。あの時の俺と同じなんだ。仲間のことを信じたくて信じたくてしょうがないのに、信じられないんだ。どんどん自分がおかしくなっていくのに、そいつがわからなくて世界の方がおかしくなったって信じてやがるんだ。どうすりゃ救えるかなんてわからねえよ。わからないんだ。だって俺はダメだった。結局死ぬまで、いや死んでも気づけなかったんだ。
No. What?
それをレナに気づかせるなんてどうやって。救えないよ、救えない。
Just start of that one.
結局死ぬまで、いや死んでも気づけなかったんだ。俺がそうだったからよくわかるんだ。どうやったってもう救えないんだ。
Calm down, Keiichi. I did fail, but that didn't mean Rena would too. There was no excuse not to save her because I thought she'd fail. After all, what did Rena do back then? I was totally going mad, but she risked her life to save me. In my room, in that world, I'd beaten her many times with a metal bat. But she was smiling. She knew I was scared. That's why she smiled for me. I beat her so many times. Her arms were broken and her forehead was cut open. I remembered. Rena didn't block her head. Even at the very last moment, she opened her arms towards me, like she was looking for a hug. But I still doubted her, and raised the metal bat up high. Rena told me then that it was okay.
私を信じて。
My friend still told me to believe in her. She told me to trust her. But I still didn't. I lost it and attacked her. She was in danger. She was actually killed. But she didn't even block her head. Instead, she used her arms to reach out for me. Rena continued to say those words until the moment she died. Trust me, please. Trust me. She risked her life to save me. Until her very last moments, she kept telling me to believe in her, but I didn't listen. For so long, I truly believed that I didn't do anything wrong.
リカちゃんに許してもらえて少し心が軽くなった。でもやっぱり俺の罪は同じ形で滅ぼさなきゃならないんだ。レナの目は俺が覚ます。
Rena risked her life to save me. She cared about me until her very last moments. She trusted me. She believed that her words would reach my heart, so she kept saying them, until I cracked her skull. I don't care if I die. Rena died for me. I can die for her too. I think this is either the 4th or the 5th day after Washinagashi, and I think it was the 5th day which Rika said she'd die. So is Rika going to die if they confront Rena? I was such a fool for failing to understand my friend's feelings. That's why I didn't understand what she was saying. But Rena might be different.
この世界はもうおかしくなっちまった。でもだからといって諦めていいなんてことはねえんだよな。諦めるってことは信じないってことだ。俺はレナを 仲間の絆を信じるぜ。だから、まだ間に合うんだ。惨劇は回避できる。運命には抗える。俺たちはあがく。そして掴めるんだ。その先の未来ってやつをな。
I'll end this here for today. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. And until next time, see ya.